Hey, Lady Eagle tennis team, take 3. So YouTube has been struggling today, so I'm going to try to get through this. But this is a video that all players are required to watch. Please share it with your families if they have any questions just about policies and procedures that we need to enact and have in as we look forward to starting our summer workouts as a team next Tuesday, or this coming Tuesday, June 16th. So first of all, on behalf of Coach Hoffman and Coach Anderson and I, excited to get back on the courts with our team and our players. We look forward to seeing you all. We miss you all, and just are excited about the opportunity. Now, with that opportunity, we just need to make sure that we are being responsible and taking care of the procedures, the guidelines, the restrictions that the CDC, County Health, and LPS have asked us to take care of, so that we keep everybody safe, and also at the same time respect that people might be at different ends of the spectrum as far as concern over COVID-19, fear. So we just need to make sure that we have the social intelligence and emotional intelligence to understand that people will have different viewpoints than I do about the seriousness and concern, but that we all just need to be unified together as a team, support each other and support the restrictions, and just practice and do it in a good way. So I'm going to outline those here today on the video. I'll send the link out on GroupMe if I get through the video. And then that way we'll have everything ready to go for Tuesday. Also in the video, I'll outline some steps that players you have to take, you're required to take before you can practice with us on Tuesday, okay? All right, so first of all, let me say that, basically the guidelines and the procedures have come out for all athletics, but not every sport and athletic activity is the same. So tennis is considered a non-contact activity or sport, which we're very fortunate, correct categorization of our sport. But the non-contact activities and sports are going to be able to get started a little bit sooner than the contact sports. So please do not generalize the rules, procedures that we have for tennis to all other sports, because they don't apply the same way. They only apply the same to non-contact sports, okay? So with non-contact sports, we're going to be able to start next week, June 15th and after, and we'll be able to basically do everything except host a little kid camp or a team camp. So we'll be able to continually just have our team workouts like we've done in the past. We'll meet every Tuesday and Thursday. We'll practice from 9 to 10:30 at Liberty North Courts, all right? And we'll do that through June and July. Then if you noticed, our camp, which is normally at the beginning of the summer, has now been moved to the end of July because of the COVID restrictions. And we'll have team camp July 29th, 30th, and 31st. And that'll be from 7 to 8:30. And we have our dead week, the first week of August, and then we start the fall season in August 10. Hopefully everything will maintain and keep that schedule. Again, this is a fluid situation. Things can change, and we will adapt to make sure that everything that we're doing aligns with the Clay County Health Department and the LPS operating procedures which they have laid out that we need to follow, okay? All right, so we're going to start Tuesday the 16th, and then we'll go 9 to 10:30 in the morning, and we'll just keep following Thursdays, June and July, okay? And then we'll end with our camp, all right? All right, so things that we need to make sure that we do, number one is obviously we need to stay in compliance with anything that the health department puts out or LPS operating procedures put out. We need to make sure, again, that we just follow those. Now, again, doesn't mean whether you agree with them or whatever, but we need to follow them, okay? Again, remember that, your belief and your opinions fit on a spectrum, but not everybody's gonna have the same belief about COVID that you might have, okay? So the first doing is attendance and tracing. So we need to make sure that we keep accurate attendance, which we do anyway, but especially for the incoming freshmen who we might not have met you yet, we need to make sure we have everybody's names correctly. We need the detailed record of attendance for every practice. So that somebody does come down with COVID, and trace the word that they're using now, the term, so that we can trace where you were, how many people you had in contact with, so on and so forth, okay? All right. Second thing is that we're going to have hand sanitizer. The district is providing industrial strength, big tubs of hand sanitizer. You'll have to hands on your way into the tennis court complex. And then when practice is over, we're going to ask you to sanitize your hands on the way. Now, you can sanitize your hands as we take water throughout the practice, feel free to go and get some hand sanitizer. It's very strong smelling. It's very powerful stuff. It doesn't take very much. We'll have that there for players. And you can also bring your own hand sanitizer if you would prefer, if you would like to. We're also going to ask all coaches and players to self-monitor and self-screen themselves to make sure that if you have any symptoms, we ask that you stay home, that you monitor yourself, that you quarantine if needed, in contact with anybody who has COVID, or anybody in your family, that you do not come to practice, and that you quarantine yourself appropriately. Okay. So again, one of the big, huge cultural changes as we move forward, that if you are sick, you don't come to practice. Okay. So I know, school attendance, if you don't feel good, you still go, you go to school, you go to practice. I think anymore, that's just not going to be the case. If you don't feel good, monitor yourself, screen yourself, don't come to practice. Okay. And then just make sure that you quarantine if you needed. So I think it's 14 days, so make sure you follow quarantine policies and procedures, and enact quarantine if it's needed. Numbers. Okay. So as we start